Hi everybody, I'm Pamela from Pamela's Postings. Welcome to ThistleFire, my quilting and sewing studio. I'd like to welcome you to 2015's mystery project that I've called Dazzle Burst. So this is clue number 1. I want to welcome you, and I'm so excited that you've decided to join in with me. If you're not ready to join in today, that's fine. You can certainly jump in whenever you're ready, because I'm going to be leaving these posts up for quite a while on my blog, so if you want to work on them later, that's fine. All the preparation materials have been provided for you in the introduction post, and you can find that on pamelaspostings.blogspot.com under the Mystery Project tab, which is on the top of the page. And there's also another mystery project in there that's completed from 2 years ago. If you'd like to go ahead and start that one, that's fine. Or if you want to join me fresh with this one this year, feel free. You can do as many of them as you want and make as many of them as you want. Today we'll be doing clue number 1. Remember, this is a 2-color quilt. We're going to be working with a cold color and a warm color, and then we're going to be doing 2 shades of each color. So I have 2 shades of blue, a dark and a medium, and 2 shades of yellow, a dark and a medium. And you can choose whatever cold and warm colors you'd want, and if you want to just do 2 colors, a blue and a yellow, or a cold and a warm, that's fine too. It'll work with that. But I've chosen to go with these 2 shades of each of the 2 colors. So it's up to you as far as how you want to do yours. Here's clue number 1. I'm starting out with my shade of blue. This is my lighter blue, and I'm starting to work on it to square it up. I'm going to be, I have one edge of my fabric, it's folded into half and then half again, because my mat isn't really that wide, so I need to kind of fold it twice. And I have one folded edge on the 16-inch line. It's all lined up nice right there. And then I have the folded edges all coming up towards this end of my mat. And then what I've done is, because there's an awful lot of overage from when the fabric was trimmed at the store, I need to square this off. And this is something that's really important to do. I'm sure you all know how to do this, squaring off your fabric. You got to have a nice clean edge to work with. So we want to take off that part right there and get a clean edge. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be making strips. This is going to be a really easy step. And all the steps that I'm working on, just to let you know, all the steps that I'm working on them too. I haven't pre-made this quilt. This is something that I'm working on with you, so anything that I'm doing, I've just finished for for each clue. So we'll be totally working on this together. We're going to be making 2.5-inch strips. So I'm going to be lining up the nice clean edge of my material on the 2.5-inch line, and then I'll be cutting on this side right here. So I'll go ahead and do that. I went over it twice because my blade is a little bit dull in one spot. I can feel it. I need to change it out. Get new blades. Do yourself a favor. It'll be a wonderful, it'll be a much better experience if you do it that way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to subcut these 2.5-inch strips. So now we have 2.5-inch strips, and we're going to subcut them into 2.5-inch squares. So we've cut it 2.5 inch this way, now we need to cut it 2.5 inch this way. So first thing we need to do is take off the selvage edge, because that is something that we do not want in our quilt. The selvage edges are very unfriendly to your finished product, so you want to get rid of those. And then you can either take your ruler and you can measure, so I'm looking at 2.5, like you can measure 2.5 inches in and line it up on the top and the bottom so that you can see the square within your ruler, and you can start just trimming off your 2.5-inch squares. Here they are. So here's 2. I have 2 done. Or if you have a tool like this, which is a really wonderful tool, this is a gridded lined cutting guide. You line up the edge with the edge of your fabric, and then you can go over to, it's in 1/2 inch increments. You can go over to the 2.5-inch line, and then the 5-inch line, and and the 7.5 inch line, and the 10 inch line, until you can't go anymore. And then just like that, I have all these pieces cut, and like all these pieces are cut just like that because of, not because of my dull blade, but because of that wonderful grid. It's made by June Taylor. It's called Shape Cut, and I think it's great when you're doing stuff like this. It makes it very fast. Now here's the thing. I've just made out of, between this ruler and the June Taylor shape cutter, I've just made 10 squares, just like that. How long did that take? A minute? So we can do this. But in this step you need 168. So you need 168 2.5 inch squares, 168, in order to be able to finish this week's clue. You have a whole week to work on it, so I'm sure that you can find time in order to be able to finish this one pretty easily. And I wanted to just get you used to measuring and cutting and getting into the groove of working on the quilt. And we'll go ahead and give the next clue on Thursday, January 8th. See you then. Bye!